Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today, me and my team are going to present on past year question, January 2018. So here's the list of my team members. First, we have Ili Amira binti Muhammad Azman, Muhammad Akmal Hakim bin Abdul Halim, Muhammad Amar bin Muhammad Azman, Nur Anis Karmila binti Ahmad Rozani, and Umaira Adlina binti Abdul Rahman. Next, we proceed to question 1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Anis Karmila binti Ahmad Rozani. My matrix number is 2019227184 and I'm from class JBA 1143G. And I will be explaining question number 1 and number 4. Question 1 is define each of the following terms. A1 is pilot study and A2 is discrete quantitative data. So for this question, we need to define the term that was given. So the first one is pilot study. Pilot study is a study that is carried out before the actual survey. It is to identify any problem that may happen during the actual study and also test some questionnaires could be more improved for the use in actual study. The second one is discrete quantitative data. Discrete quantitative data is a variable whose values are countable. For example, the number of students in the class. Question 1b. A finance executive from FDR company is interested in conducting study to estimate the monthly expenditure on transportation spent by the employees of at FDR company. This company has approximately 2,400 employees. Some of them work in the manufacturing department, some in the sales department, and others in the management and administration department. Each employee in the firm was given a number and a sample of 400 employee is selected as responded. Okay, the first one is B1. State the population and sample of the study. So in the first question is we need to find out the population of the study and the sample of the study. So the population of the study is the employee of FDR company. And for the sample of the study is 400 employees of FDR company. The second question is identify the variable of interest for the study and state its type. For this question is we need to find the variable of interest for the study and state its type of the variable. So the variable of the interest for this study is level of monthly expenditure on transportation spent by the employees at FDR company. For the type of the variable is quantitative variable. The reason why it is a quantitative variable is because we can count the number of employee in the company. So the third question is what is the sampling method used? Describe how to carry out the sampling method. So the sampling method is used is systematic method. So to describe how to carry out this method, firstly, it needs to carry this method by a list down the units of population and decide the sample size. After that, calculate the size and then it needs to be decided on one element and then proceed to select another element until it is required. The sample size is selected. And the last question is name the most appropriate data collection method for the above study and give one advantage of this method. So we need to name one appropriate data collection method and give one advantage of the method. So one of the data collection method that is appropriate is mail questionnaire. And the advantage of this method is is much cheaper and than personal interview and telephone interview, because it won't be used any money to be asked to the employees.
Hello, my name is Umaira Adlina binti Abdul Rahman. My student ID is 2019806304. And today I'll be explaining question 2 and 8. So I'll be explaining question number 2. The table below shows the number of excellent students for 4 groups in the Introduction to Statistics course for 2016. So, the table is about the number of excellent students for 4 groups. In the Introduction to Statistics course for 2016, this is, as you can see, this table is example of the frequency table for qualitative data. The question states, draw a simple bar chart to represent the above data and briefly explain the chart. So this is how the bar chart will be look like. So Pyq X adalah number of excellent students dan Pyq Y adalah data, iaitu group A, B, C dan D. Pastikan apabila letak info dalam graf, pastikan betul. So, group A is 20, group B is 15, group C is 25, and group D is 10. Apabila sudah pastikan semua data diisi dengan betul, pastikan tulis apakah Pyq X dan apakah Pyq Y dan apakah Pyq X. Jangan lupa tulis tajuk graph. The number of excellent students for 4 group in Introduction to Statistics course for 2016. So the explanation, the bar chart shows the number of excellent students for 4 groups in Introduction to Statistics courses for 2016. For the highest current is Group C, where it has 25 excellent students, while the lowest current is Group D, with 10 excellent students. The differences between Group A and Group B is 5 students. Group A has 20 excellent students, which is higher than Group B, which has 5 excellent students.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ili Amira binti Muhammad Azizan. Student ID 2019205922. Today, I will explain question 3 and question 7. First, I will explain question 3. Question 3 based on chapter 3, numerical descriptive measurement. The statistic test mark of 8 randomly selected students are given below. The data is ungroup data. Question A. Calculate the mean, median and mode for the test score. Formula for mean. Sum of X divide N. Maksudnya, kesemua data ditambah dan dibahagi dengan N. N ialah bilangan data. So, data-data ni akan ditambah dan bahagikan dengan 8. 8 ialah bilangan data. Macam mana kita nak tahu bilangan data, kita kira 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, bila ditambah bagi dengan 8, mean dia 67.5. To find or calculate median, kita perlu menyusun data dari kecil ke besar. Susun balik. Lepas tu, formula for position median, n plus 1 divide 2. So, n untuk soalan ni 8. So, 8 tambah 1 bahagi 2. So, sama dengan 4.5. 4.5 tu dia punya tempat, bukan median dia lagi. So, 4.5 tu di sini, di antara 70 dan 70. So, median dia ialah 70. Untuk mencari mode, kita perlu ambil data yang berulang. Mode bagi soalan ini ialah 70. Question B. Find the variance of the test score for the selected student. Kita perlu cari variance. Ini merupakan formula untuk mencari variance. Untuk mencari variance, kita perlu mencari hasil tambah X dan hasil tambah X kuasa 2. Kemudian masukkan data-data yang dicari ataupun hasil tambah yang kita jumpa tu ke dalam formula. So, variance dia 409.71. 409.71. Next, question C. Determine the shape of the distribution of the test score using Pearson coefficient of skewness. Kita perlu cari shape of the distribution dengan menggunakan formula Pearson coefficient of skewness ataupun PCS. So, ini merupakan formula PCS. Mean tolak mode bahagi standard deviation. Kita dah ada mean, kita dah ada mode. Kita tak ada standard deviation. Kita baru kira sampai variance. So, sekarang kita perlu cari standard deviation. Okay, kita dah dapat. Lepas tu kita masukkan je ke dalam kita masukkan data-data ke dalam formula. So, dia punya skewness untuk soalan ni ialah skewed to the left sebab dia negatif. Dia akan jadi skewed to the right jika jawapan yang kita dapat tu positif.
The next question is question 4. The table below shows the total expenditure on stationeries of 70 students from University A for the recent semester. So this is the data that was given. Okay, this is the total expenditure, or other known as the class interval, and this is the number of students, and this is the midpoint of the class interval, and this is the cumulative frequency. This is the fx, and after you get the fx, you need to total it, and this is the total of the fx, which is 5,370, and this is fx power 2, where the fx has been powered by 2. And the total is of the fx power 2 for 425,750. Okay, so for the first question is A, which is calculate the mean and standard deviation for the above data. So for the mean, so we need to search for the mean and standard deviation. For the mean, you need to put the total of fx, which is 5,370 per divided by 70, and you will get 76.71. And for the standard deviation, this is 1 per 70, which is the frequency, minus 1, and bracket 425,750, which is the fx power by 2, minus the fx power 2 and per 70 bracket. and then you will need to square root all of it. So this is how it was count. And lastly, you would get the standard deviation is 14.1392. And for the question B, draw a less than or give to represent the above data. Hence, determine the median value of the student's total expenditure on stationeries for the recent semester. So this is the less than or give. It has been drawn on the graph paper. So for the y, is the cumulative frequency, or also known as the number of students, and this is the less than of give. It would be look like this, and for the x is the total expenditure. The next question is, we will be needed to search for median, but as you can see at the question B, hence determine the median value of the student total expenditure on stationeries for the recent semester. So the position median is 70. Divided by 2, we will get 35. This is the position of the median. So the median is, the lower boundary would be 70, and it will be 35 minus by 2 and divided by 21, and then times 10. The 10 is the size of the class interval. So we will get 75.2381. So this is the median. For the next question is C. Determine the skewness of the data using an appropriate measurement. So using an appropriate measurement, since we have median and mean and standard deviation, we will be using Pearson coefficient of skewness. So 3 times the mean minus median and divided by the standard deviation. So with 3 times 76.71 minus 75.2381, and then divided by the standard deviation 14.1392, and you will get 0.3123. And since it is positive, it would be skewed to the right. So for the last question, given that the mean and the standard deviation of the total expenditure for University B students were 70 ringgit and 50 cents and 15 ringgit 155 cents respectively, determine which university has a more consistent distribution. Since we have since we need to be compared with University A and University B, we count both of the university. So for the University A, we already know the mean is 76.71 and the standard deviation is 14.1392. We use the coefficient of variation to count the consistent of distribution. So the standard deviation need to be divided with the mean and times 100 to get the percent. So 14.1392 divided by 76.71 times 100, we will get 18.43%. And for University B, the mean is 70 ringgit and 50 cents, while the standard deviation is 15 ringgit 0.155. So 15 ringgit 0.155 divided by 70.50 times 100, and we will get 21.50%. To get the most consistent distribution, the answer would need to be the lowest. So we choose the University A as the most consistent because it has the lowest consistent and the most lowest percent other than University B.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amar Muhammad Azman. My matrix number is 2019428132, and I'm from JBA 1143. I'm gonna explain question 5. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So question 5. Look at the question. The table below shows the age and efficiency rating of the workers in R&S company. So, first thing first, we need to know what topic the question asks for. So, topiknya adalah regression and correlation. Macam mana boleh tahu regression and correlation? Bila kita tengok, when we look at this question A, calculate the Pearson's moment correlation coefficient. Ini adalah apa orang kata, tanda-tanda untuk subjek apa, topic regression and correlation, which is chapter 4. So, the table below shows the age and efficiency rating of the workers in R&S company. So, lepas tu, kita kena tahu main point dia. So, macam nak tahu main point dia, kita tengok ni. The age and efficiency rating of the workers in R&S company, which is age adalah X and workers in R&S company, efficiency rating of the workers in R&S company adalah Y. So, kita perlu lengkapkan dulu dia punya table dengan kira dia punya X kuasa 2, X, Y dan Y. X kuasa 2 adalah H kuasa 2 dan XY penerapan H dengan efficiency rating. Y kuasa 2 adalah efficiency rating kuasa 2. So, after that, we need to sum up all of them and fill in the table lah. Tengok. Soalan A dia nak apa. Calculate the Pearson's moment correlation coefficient and comment on the value obtained. So, the question one is to use the formula of Pearson moment correlation coefficient and then comment for the value obtained. And then kita bagi dia formula Pearson moment correlation coefficient. So, ni adalah dia punya formula. And then kita isilah dia punya formula dia dengan data-data yang kita dah ada. So, kita siapkan jalan kerja dan kita dapat jawapan R sama dengan 1206.20 per 1263.99. And then, settlekan R sama dengan 0.9543. So, ini adalah jawapan dia daripada kita gunakan Pearson moment correlation coefficient. Tapi, dia nak comment on the value obtained sekali. So, kita bagi. Cara nak comment adalah, kita tengok dulu. 0.9 maksudnya, dia punya coefficient dia very strong positive linear relationship correlation between age and efficiency rating. Sebab dia lebih daripada 7. So, dia strong. Dan lebih daripada 8, dia very strong. So, kita lanjut ke soalan B. Find the least square regression equation of efficiency rating on age. Okay. First, kita kita kena cari B dulu, baru kita boleh cari A. And kita dah set cari B, kita cari A, and then kita masukkan dia dekat dalam dia punya equation ni. Oh, sebelum tu, square regression ni, kita ada dua nama, square regression ataupun square method. Itu. So, kita dah lengkapkan masukkan dalam equation Y. C. Explain the meaning of the slope coefficient obtained in the above regression line. Apa yang dia nak adalah dia nak suruh explain daripada apa yang kita dapat daripada atas A dengan B tu. So, apa dia A ni? A 31.0855 means when the efficiency of rating is 0, then the H is 31.09. B pula 0.9350 means for the efficiency of rating, the age or years will increase by 0.935. So, D, dia nak suruh calculate the coefficient of determination and explain its meaning. So, dia suruh calculate and explain. So, kita calculate, we've obtained R equal to positive 0.9543. Therefore, coefficient of determination R kuasa 2 sama dengan positif 0.9543 kuasa 2 bersama dengan 0.9107, which means 91.07% of the variation of the efficiency of rating can be explained by the variation of the H, while 8.93% of the variations in the efficiency of the rating are explained by other factors. So, E pula, predict the efficiency rating for a worker who is 46 years old. So, 46 years old ni sebenarnya adalah dia punya X. So, kita letakkan daripada equation yang kita dapat tadi, X ni adalah 46 years old. Kita just letakkan X to the equation, and then we get isikan dalam equation dia, and then kita dapat jawapan 74.0955. So, itu saja daripada saya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akmal Hakim bin Abdul Halim, matrix number 2019274632, and I'm from class JBA 114TG. So today I will be explaining on question 6. So question 6 is based on chapter 5. BNG restaurant requires 4 main ingredients for its black pepper sauce. The following table shows the average price and quantity purchased for each ingredient required for a week in year 2015 and 2016. A. Calculate the last price index in 2016. So, untuk soalan ni, cara untuk kita calculate dia, kita kena guna formula weighted base period aggregate price index. Formula dia, sum of current price and base quantity over sum of base price and base quantity times 100. So, as you can see right here, and jawapan dia ialah 108.88%. So, untuk soalan B pula, calculate the Pyq quantity index in 2016. Untuk soalan ni, kita guna formula weighted current period aggregate quantity index. Sebab soalan dia minta quantity. So, formula dia, sum of current quantity and current price over base quantity and current price times 100. So, ini dia punya jalan kerja. Dan jawapan dia kita akan dapat 114.74%.
Next, question 7. Question 7 based on chapter 6, time series. A. State the 4 components of the time series. First, a basic trend or circular trend. T. Second, seasonal fluctuation or variance. S. Third, cyclical fluctuation, variancy. Lastly, or fourth, catastrophic movement or irregular. I. B. The following table shows the quarterly number of live birth during delivery from 2015 to 2017. Compute the trend value using the moving average method. Correct to 3 decimal place. Untuk cari trend value menggunakan cara moving average, kita perlu menggunakan ataupun kita perlu buat kotak sebegini bagi memudahkan pengiraan. Kotak ini mempunyai 6 kolom iaitu year, quarter, Y, for moving average, to moving average atau adjust atau T, variation. Mengapa saya menggunakan for moving average? Kerana di dalam soalan telah menyatakan quarterly. Okay. Untuk year, quarter dan Y, kita gunakan data ataupun info-info yang telah diberikan di dalam soalan. Kita masukkan saja ke dalam kotak yang kita buat ni. Seterusnya, untuk mencari for moving average, tambahkan keempat ataupun tambahkan 4 nilai Y, kemudian letakkan jawapannya di antara keempat-empat nilai tersebut. Macam ni. Dan kemudian lakukan kepada 4 yang lain. Sebegini. Seperti yang saya tunjuk tadi. Okey, kemudian untuk cari two moving average pula, gunakan cara yang sama seperti for moving average. Tetapi, menggunakan 2 angka kemudian bahagikan kepada 2. Dan jawapannya letak di antara 2 angka tersebut. Okay, ini kita dah dapat 2 moving average ataupun adjust ataupun T. Kemudian kita perlu cari variation. Untuk variation, formula dia Y bahagi dengan T. Iaitu, macam mana kita nak tahu mana satu dia punya Y. Kita ambil Y yang sebaris dengan T. Kemudian kita bahagikan. Bila dah bahagikan, dia akan dapat jawapan. Dan lakukan kepada kesemua data-data, kesemua angka yang ada. Itu sahaja untuk soalan I ataupun 1 Roman. Next, question 2 Roman. Calculate the quarterly seasonal indices. Untuk cari seasonal index, kita perlu kira average untuk setiap kuartal dan adjust. Untuk memudahkan pengiraan, kita boleh buat kotak sebegini. Kemudian masukkan variation yang kita telah kira di soalan 1 Roman. Ini. Kemudian masukkan ke dalam kotak yang kita telah buat. Untuk kemudian total ialah hasil tambah kuartal untuk ketiga-tiga tahun. Maksudnya ketiga-tiga ni kita tambah. Kemudian kita dapat jawapan dia yang ni. Dan kita lakukan untuk kuartal yang lain. Untuk cari average pula, total ataupun hasil tambah yang kita dah kira ni bahagi dengan bilangan kuartal. Maksudnya total ni bahagi dengan bilangan kuartal yang ada. Maksudnya kalau kat kuartal 1 ni kan dia ada 2. So 2.72 bahagi dengan 2. So jawapan dia 1.036. Kita lakukan untuk kuartal yang lain juga. Bagi adjust pula, mengapa saya gunakan 4? 4 merupakan 4 kuartal. Lepas tu 4.018 ialah hasil tambah kesemua average. Hasil tambah kesemua average yang kita dah kira. Lepas tu 4 bahagi dengan hasil tambah tadi, dapatlah dia punya adjust 0.9955. SI ialah singkatan untuk seasonal index. Untuk kira seasonal index ni, average quarter yang ini bahagi dengan darab dengan jawapan adjust yang ini. So kita lakukan untuk semua quarter. Contoh dia 1.036 darab dengan 0.9955. So kita dapat jawapan dia ni. So kita lakukan untuk keempat-empat kuartal. Lepas tu yang ini pula SI persen. Untuk persen dia. Next, question 3 Roman. Explain meaning of the seasonal indices for the second and fourth quarter. S is seasonal index or seasonal indices. Season S second quarter is equal to 0.9487. This one. And this one the percent. Explanation for second quarter. The number of live bird during delivery decreased by 5.13% for every second quarter of any given year due seasonal influence. And explanation for fourth quarter. The number of live bird during delivery increased by 0.35% for every fourth quarter of any given year due seasonal influence. Question 4 Roman. Forecast the number of live bird in second quarter of 2018. This is the formula to find or calculate forecast. Last trend minus first trend divide n trend minus 1. Untuk trend, kita ambil untuk nilai-nilai trend ni, kita ambil dekat soalan 1 Roman ataupun dekat T ataupun 2 moving average yang kita dah kira. Yang ini. Yang ini itu first trend. Yang ini last trend. Kemudian n trend ialah bilangan trend yang ada. Maksudnya bilangan yang ada kat sini. So kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 trend. Maksudnya 7 tolak 1. So kita kira macam biasa. Kita masukkan yang kita dah ambil tu ke dalam formula. Dan forecast untuk second quarter of 2018 is 0.3667.
To explain the last question, question 8. A, given the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, if repetition is not allowed. So, tak dibenarkan untuk berulang. So, 1 Roman, how many two-digit number can be formed? You can use calculator to count this. So, to use calculator, there's 7-digit number. So, you tekan nombor 7. Lepas tu, tekan shift, tekan simbol darab, tekan nombor 3. Dan dapat jawapan 210. Kalau tak ada calculator, cara dia adalah kita ada 7 slot nombor. 7 slot nombor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kita ada 7 slot nombor. Maka sekarang sebab tak boleh nak repeat, slot pertama digunakan untuk letak nombor. Sebab tak boleh repeat, maka slot pertama dah digunakan. Jadi tolak 1, tinggal lagi 6 slot. Maka 7 darab 6. Sekarang 2 slot telah digunakan. Dari 7 slot, tolak 2 yang dah digunakan, maka tinggal lagi 5. Sebab dia nak 3 digit number sahaja, so dia berhenti kepada 5. Jadi 7 darab 6 darab 5. Jawapan dia 210. Okey, seterusnya ialah 2 Roman. How many 4-digit number greater than 5,000 can be formed? Di sini tunjuk berapa 4-digit number greater besar daripada 5,000 boleh dicipta. Kat sini kita cuba tengok nombor apa lagi besar daripada 5. Sebab dia nak lagi besar daripada 5,000 kan. Maka kita hanya perlu tengok nombor apa yang lagi besar daripada 5. Jadi ada nombor 5 lebih besar dan sama dengan 5. So ada 5, 6, 7. Jadi ada 3 nombor yang maka probability nombor lagi besar dari 5 adalah 3. Sebab dia kata 5,000, maka 5,001 boleh jadi lagi besar daripada 5,000. Maka ada 3 nombor. So jadi dekat slot pertama dari 7 nombor, dari 7 slot kita letak 3. Okay, kita letak 3. Jadi dari 7 slot kita dah guna 1. Sebab kita letak 3 kat slot yang pertama. Jadi 7 slot tolak 1, maka tinggal lagi 6 slot. Jadi 3 darab 6. Sekarang dari sebab dia minta 4 digit number, maka 6 2 slot dah digunakan. Jadi tinggal lagi 5 slot. Jadi darab dengan 5. 3 slot dah digunakan, maka dari 7 tolak 3 tinggal lagi 4 slot. So 3 darab 6 darab 5 darab 4. Maka jawapan dia adalah 310 number dapat dibuat yang lebih besar daripada 5,000. Okey, seterusnya ialah soalan B. An airplane manufacturer has 2 factories. 65% of the production comes from factory X and the remaining production comes from factory Y. Half of the airplane produced in factory X were commercial airplanes and 45% of the airplane produced in factory Y were commercial airplanes. So, we can see the one Roman draw a tree diagram for the above information. So we are going to draw a tree diagram. So how we are going to do this is, you see here, 65% of the production comes from factory X. Okay, so 65% is factory X. And the remaining of the production come from factory Y. So 65% is X, factory X. So the remaining is 100% minus by 65% is 35%. So factory Y is 65%. So next is half of the airplane produced in factory X were commercial airplanes. So only half of the airplanes produced in factory X were commercial. So 50% from commercial airplane from factory X is 55%. Okay. So the rest non-commercial airplane from factory X is another 55%. And 45% of the airplane produced in factory Y were commercial airplane. So factory Y, 45% of it is commercial airplane, right? So the rest of it is from non-commercial airplane that is produced by factory Y. So 100 minus by 45% is 55%. So we go to the next question. Okay, find the probability that the airplane produced by the manufacturer is commercial airplane. So it's a commercial airplane. So we're going to look for commercial airplane. So since it doesn't say which factory, so we have to count factory X and factory Y. So how to count this is factory, this is the formula. So factory X times commercial airplane from factory X plus factory Y times commercial airplane from factory X, from factory Y. I'm sorry. So this is how if you see, I have changed from percentage to decimal by dividing 100. So 0.65 times 0.50 of commercial airplane from produced by factory X plus 0.35 times 0.45% of commercial airplane produced by factory Y. So the answer that we got after multiplying and addition is 0.4825. So next, we go to the next question. 3 Roman, if an airplane produced by the manufacturer is selected at random, and found to be a non-commercial airplane, what is the probability that the airplane was produced at factory Y? So we are going to find the probability from non-commercial airplane that is produced by factory Y. So Y, factory Y times non-commercial airplane from factory Y. So 0.35 times 0.55, you get 0.1925. Okay, and that is all from all of us. Thank you so much for listening.